What's up guys, Ryan with D. This is the Caroma P4. Let's check it out.
Alright, let's see what we get in the box. Alright, pretty nice packaging here. Let's see. Box. Accessories, it looks like. Let's see what. Alright, looks like the seat. Manual. A light of sorts. Some reflectors. Yeah. Let's see what else we got. Alright, quite a few zip ties. Let's get them undone here. Everything seems to be pretty well packaged. Notice the keys right there, so that's good to know.
Nice box here. No. 16 bucks.
Alright. Yep, looks like the charger. The lithium ion battery charger. And that box. Alright, let's get all this foam off. Alright, so it does come with a toolkit, so no tools will be needed to actually purchase. First thing to put on will be the handlebars. So it comes with this. The handlebars are down just to the side whenever you take it off. So it comes with this little sleeve over the bottom. Take that off. And then what we're gonna do is just put them on here. Just like so. And then from there you actually see an Allen head right here. Be the largest one. And now we're just gonna tighten it up here. There we go. On to the next. Then you're gonna just push the handlebars up, lock them in place. You'll see a pin right here, a detent that pulls into place. Obviously this, just want to tighten that. If it is loose, then push it down just like a bicycle tire that you would see on many bikes. So we got her nice and snug. Let's move on to the next thing. Alright, now for the seat. So for the seat, the nuts are actually already on here, so we just want to take those off to place them. The wrench you will use will be the 10mm. And it looks like all these have locking washers on them. So we'll place these in. Oh no! Can't do it without dropping one. Alright, so for mine, the mounting screws for the basket here, for us to mount it, is actually on the bike already. So, in the actual book, it actually shows the mounting screws on the basket. So it's just backwards. No big deal. So we just remove these with the Allen key and also a wrench, and then we're able to mount the basket on. The only thing that's sort of bad the way they had these in the frame already is that these lock nuts, they're nylon lock nuts, so they're already actually used. So now they technically wouldn't lock in place like they would if they was not used. So they might could just put these in a baggie, and then you just mount them on rather than having to take them off, put them back on, and then it kind of makes these redundant at this point. The good thing is it makes it a little easier to put on, is that the frame actually already is able to thread in it, so you just put these on to lock it in place. Not a big deal, just thought I'd mention it. Let's move on to the next thing. The next thing is put the nice little brake light on here. So obviously 2 nuts that were already on the light, just take those off, slides right on. You'll see a cord here, and as you look down you'll see the connector right there. Just connect that up, get the zip ties, make it all nice and neat. You'll be good to go. Let's move on to the next thing. All right, now it's just installing the reflectors there. So just nice little sticky. Just peel the just 2-sided tape here. So just peel that off, stick it on the fork, she'll be good to go. Then after that, only thing you have to do is put this other reflector on. It'll actually go up here on the top of the handlebars there, tighten it up. It comes with a screwdriver, so easy peasy when it comes to that.
All right, guys, so the Caroma P4, let's just take a look around it real quick before we take it for a ride. So, smaller little bike here, couple of little things. Obviously got a headlight. It is wired disc brakes, so these are not hydraulic. Nice reflector there. Front suspension, so very nice. Little kickstand there. Rear suspension, pretty nice there. Makes it nice and comfortable. Obviously a guard, again, rear wired disc brakes on it. It does have a brake light. See the wire here, brake light here. So moving up to the nice little cockpit here, have a seat along with the basket. Moving up, you'll have a readout for whenever you cut it on. Have a nice little bell here. Of course, the brakes that are wired, that goes into the actual ECU of the bike there. Looking at the other side, you have your charge port here, and then here's where the key goes. It comes with 2 keys. I would suggest just having one stuck in there without a keychain because it sort of dangles around. That's just the way I do it. Of course, another reflector on this side. Yeah, that's pretty much it. Nice little scooter here. So let's see what this little thing can do and take it for a ride. All right, so let's take this little joker for a ride here. So 5'10", around 155 pounds. Clearly see I can fit on here pretty good. Yeah, pretty comfortable. Cut her on. Nice full bars there. Yeah, so far pretty good. So let's just see what we got here. Kind of feels different. Let's talk a little bit about the specs real quick. 560 watts, 36 volts. So one thing to take in consideration, this is around something like your Razor, you know, like your Razor MX or SX 500. You're going to be sort of close to that. We do have a decent amount of wind today. This is probably made for somebody that's, you know, weighs a little bit less than I do, whatever the case might be. But yeah, as far as this nice flat ground, she rides pretty good. Yeah, it's real comfortable, real easy to maneuver. Sort of get a feel for it as we go here. Throw it into the corner. He's on the bleeding edge. Alright, so let's get down here and we'll kind of do a little top speed test and see how fast this thing can go. Now I will say this, if you look on Amazon, these are for sale on Amazon and everything, it kind of misleads me to a degree. So what do I mean by that? When I look on there, it actually says like 1200 watts. But then when I read about it, it's 560. So I say it's definitely around the 560 mark. Let's see how fast we can get her up to. She's fully pegged. This might be a bit of a hill right here. I'll put GPS overlay now. Might do a couple more runs there. So far, we do have a large amount of wind today, so that's definitely going to impact something that just doesn't have a ton of power. But on nice flat ground with small grades, it does really well. I mean, think about riding this through, you know, a small town, through a city, something like that. It's going to be pretty good. It definitely reminds me of the power of like a stock little Razor dirt bike, which is good for just cruising around. I mean, especially for the price, this thing's a lot cheaper than one of those. All right, let's see how fast. Fully pegged here. Again, I'm 155 pounds. So just picking up a little bit. Yeah, okay. Maybe 10 to 15 miles an hour, I would think. So the difference, your little Razor, these are more or less like little sidewalk street tires, things like that. So pavement, sidewalks, that's where this thing's gonna shine. Now the little dirt bikes, you could take them into the woods, but again, this thing is like half the price. So from the price standpoint, it's pretty nice, real comfortable. Again, nice rear suspension. It's definitely doing well for me. So let's hit this nice bump here. Yeah, really comfortable. Yeah, fun little thing here. I could definitely see myself in town just riding this around on the sidewalks. You can sort of hear a whine when it's really having to pull hard. I don't know if you can hear that on the camera. You know, the wind might be taking it away, but. So another thing, and you know, you could probably easily switch it. So one thing I'm used to is the left, which normally if you ride motorcycles or something, that'd be the clutch. Normally that's the back brake on, like, you know, electric bikes, stuff like that, mountain bikes, things. On this, it's the front brake. So it just kind of came like that. You could probably easily switch it around. Yeah, that's going to be the rear. This is the front, at least the way it's set up. And it does kill the power whenever you pull the brake. So nice little sidewalk action here. Nice little dip. Let's see how it takes it. Boom. How about this dip? How's it go? Whee! Yeah. This thing's pretty good on the sidewalk, so. Alright. Let's try, okay, so this right over here does have a, I know it will not make it up that pretty good grade there of a hill. So I'm gonna try this other one that's more of a gradual grade. I'm not gonna go all the way to the bottom, that way I'm not gonna push it back. I just wanna see if it can pull me back up. So we're gonna turn around here. Okay, I'm getting up it, but it's pretty slow. Definitely slow here, slow moving. Yeah. Definitely wouldn't do any jumps with this thing. But yeah. Handles pretty good. I mean, you can't probably see it on the camera. There's a lot of large, you know, not a large amount, but there's a lot of little tiny rocks. It's easily just, you know, you don't even really feel them or know they're there. So that's really good. That's a little bit of a downhill, so we're getting some speed up there. And then we get the whine again. I don't know where that little wine's coming from, but yeah. So easily maneuverable, like I can keep it on the line there pretty easy. Maybe it's the speed. It's pretty fun. I gotta remember which one's the back and which one's the front. So off-road, definitely not. At least in my opinion, somebody might be able to swing it, but at least for my weight, it's just not gonna do much. Sidewalks, paved roads, parking lots, things like that. Yeah, it's a fun little scooter. So I would definitely recommend it for something like that. Like if you live in a town, a city or something, you're gonna be able to get around with it. It's not gonna be crazy speeds. If you are getting on the road with it, just, you know, be aware of that. You know, definitely want to stay within the bike lane. If you live in a neighborhood, you know, this is gonna get you around the neighborhood real easy. You know, especially if you weigh less than me. If you weigh more, it's still gonna pull you, but it might not necessarily be really good at it, but you know, it definitely will. Yeah, fun little lock. So final thoughts for the price? Pretty good. Like I said, you're getting a decent amount of power. I don't really know if I even talked about it. It has the half throttle. It has these little, you know, grips that you can actually rest your palms on, so that definitely just makes it even more comfortable. And with the half throttle, people that are beginners on bikes, you know, things like that, scooters, dirt bikes, whatever, that's just going to give them even more confidence. So I think that's perfect for this little thing. It's really comfortable. Even for my size, I'm real comfortable just riding around on it. I mean, I could do this all day, you know, wherever I needed to go. For me, I would switch the brakes, but that's just personal preference. If this is the first thing you bought, then, you know, you're just going to get used to what you need to do. To me, it's always safer to pull the back brake first, just because if you're not used to, you know, whatever brake system, you're not going to pull them too hard. It does kill the power either way, so, you know, that's going to be even another safety feature whenever it comes to it. Small grades here, it can easily do. I mean, it's not going to be really fast pulling you up them, but it can definitely get you around town. Now, if you have a pretty steep hill, you probably want to avoid it when it comes to this little thing. But other than that, be great for kids, great for adults getting you around town. Please leave a comment below. Tell me what you think about this thing. Is this something for you? Just let me know. I hope you enjoyed it, guys. Thanks for watching.